Hey guys, howdy do. I'm Karen Adamski with ShamaMama.com, and I wanted to share a fun project with you really fast. Recently I was in the Hawaiian Islands, and I was on the island of Kauai with my brother, and that island is known for its red dirt. There's the Waimea Canyon on the island of Kauai, and it's very much like the Grand Canyon, but smaller, but just really cool, and it's got a lot of really rich red dirt, and Hawaiians have used that dirt to make paint and dye, just simply by adding water into it. So I brought some watercolor paper with me on that trip, really thick watercolor paper, and I had the intention of scooping up some dirt at some point and playing around with the watercolor paper, and it was really cool. So I just wanted to show you what I came up with. This is, so basically what I did is there were a couple different places we stopped on the side of the road, and we scooped up the red dirt and put it in just like an empty chip bag and brought it back to the hotel, and I just made a paste, like a thick paste is what I did, and I played around. I think this one I had the water wet, or not the water wet, the paper wet prior to putting the mud on it, and just really kind of used my hands and worked it in and tried to get it really into the fibers, and then made some different shapes and things, and I would let it dry overnight. And then in the morning, I would go down to the ocean and rinse the paper, because the salt water in the ocean helps set the dye. So I did a really good rinse, and it went on a smidge darker than this, and I thought it was going to be a lot lighter than this when I finished. But that dye, the red dirt, is so strong, it really bonds. So it kind of turned out much darker than I thought. So. Anyways, there's this one. This one I kind of think I did the same way. I think this one I was letting the water sort of drip around and trying to get the dye to move. This one was a wet piece of paper. I floated the paper in the bathtub, so it got really super wet and just soaked up all the water, and then drained it a little bit, but then just took clumps of dry dirt, and I just kind of tossed it. And my thought was the paper being so wet would let that dirt kind of soak up and absorb. And I kind of thought it was going to be more of a spin art or tie-dye look than this, but this is what I came up with, and so it's got to be what it is. It's awesome. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but and this one was kind of cool. These darker spots, after I put on the mud, I then added salt to see what type of effect I would get with absorption and drying and stuff. And so it got that kind of crackly, it's not even crackly, but it looks crackly, but darker. So that was really kind of interesting. I like this. And then this one, same thing. This was salt right here that I just kind of threw on there. So that's it. Just wanted to share. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I might make cards with them. I might use them as a canvas in some way, cut them up and maybe make little petroglyph art. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but when I figure it out, I'll let you know. But just wanted to let you know, you can play around with mud and stuff from your yard or whatever, and make paint and make glop and throw it on paper and see what happens. All right? Be well. I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.